So as the states all across the country are facing a nursing shortage, many people now worrying that the number of medical professionals in the U.S. will continue to decline.
Now, this comes after the Trump administration proposed removing nursing from the current list of professional degrees. Your reporter Anna Stansfield live outside the state capitol building, where lawmakers plan to address this later today. So, Anna, what could this mean for folks in our state?
Well, Caitlin, good morning. No matter where you're seeking your medical care, you'll likely see the impacts of this if it all goes through. If you've been to the hospital recently, you know we're already seeing long wait times. The emergency rooms are packed as we continue to go through this nursing shortage. And if this goes through, lawmakers are worried that that nursing shortage could get even worse. A proposal by the Trump administration to remove nursing from the list of professional degrees could change the face of healthcare as we know it. It comes as the Department of Education prepares to make massive cuts to providing student loans. If this goes through, nursing students would lose the financial benefits they currently get that are reserved for professional degree programs, making going to school a lot more expensive. These loan changes would also counter some of the work Connecticut lawmakers have done to encourage more people to enter the nursing profession, which includes reducing some state loan debt. And since this proposal was announced, it has sparked an outcry across our state. Here at the Capitol building at noon, Senator Richard Blumenthal plans to join in with Connecticut nurses to talk about what this could mean for our state if this all goes through. I'm your reporter in Hartford, Anna Stansfield, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.